Mastication is just a fancy term for chewing, tearing, and grinding of food. You have two sets of teeth in your life. First one is called your primary. Oh, bird attack. Primary dentition. Primary means first, so these are your first set of teeth. Also known as your baby teeth, your deciduous teeth, or your milk teeth, because you have them when you drink milk. It includes incisors, which are these guys, canines, those guys, and first molars, those guys, in the back. And so by the time you get your full set of teeth, you have 20. So here's the upper jaw right here. There's a central incisors, lateral incisors, canines. Then you got your first molar, second molar. And so this over here is kind of tells you about when you lose them. And so it comes in at about, 9 months and so on. The middle one down here says 7.8 months. I usually see that about, here's my cat, about 5 or 6 months. And then this part is typically when you lose it. So like my daughter right now, she's losing these teeth. It says age 7. She's 6 years and a couple of months. So you can see it varies for all sorts of different people. Alright, the second set of teeth you get are your permanent teeth. These you usually get between 6 and 12 years old, depending on the individual cat. Stop it. Your baby teeth tend to fall out and the adult teeth move in. When you're done, you have 32 teeth. This does not include your wisdom teeth. So you could have potentially up to 36. The incisors, that would be these guys in the front here, they're used for cutting. So when you bite things, that's a type of cutting. Your canines, those right there, those are used for tearing and piercing. Not so much in humans anymore, but in our carnivorous counterparts, yes. And then we have the premolars and molars, which are these guys right here, and they're used for grinding and crushing food. The dental formula is a way of showing how many teeth you have in what areas. So as a baby, or up to 2 years old, you have 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 molars, and that's referring to if you take it from here to the side. So we're referring to 1/4. So this is 1/4 on top, this is 1/4 on the bottom, times 2, because you got 2 halves. And so this, if you do the math on here, comes out to 20 teeth. Same thing down here, 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars, 3 molars, times 2 on top, and then same thing on the bottom. If I were to do my dental formula, I would be 2, 1, 1, 3. Because before I got braces, they had to pull out one of my actually 2 premolars on top. So I would have 1 premolar on top, but 2 on the bottom. So depending on, someone said they had 5 teeth extracted, and so your dental formula would be a tad different. All right, tooth structure. The tooth itself is covered with a crown, and so that's kind of like the area. Oh, I'm drawing this without my cool little pin thing. Sorry about that. So this is the part that you see. So if this is the gum line right here, oh, this is really bad. Looks like a weird cupcake. All that part that you see, that's all the crown. The gum, all that stuff, that's the gingiva. The enamel is the hard outer surface. And then you have the root, which is all the stuff down below, below the gums. And all together, that kind of makes the outer structures of the tooth. The root and canines and incisors, if we take a look at, so say that's a canine, you would actually have a big single pointed root in them. But in molars, there's actually 3, 2 on one side and 1 on the other. So he's got 3 roots. Here's another picture showing of a tooth. So here's the enamel, which covers the whole outer surface of the tooth. So as you can see, the portion that is extending out and above, that's the crown. Here's the gum, the pink right here, and the root is everything from the gums down. And we'll take a look at this in just a minute, is that there's several different layers to the tooth. You have the enamel on the outside, dentin in the middle, and then the very middle is actually, on this tooth, is hollow, because that's where the living tissue is found. So there's blood vessels, there's nerves, arteries, things like that in here. So when tooth comes out, there's no reason for it, and so it just kind of hollows out. Alright, next we've got some more tooth anatomy. The neck, that is the region where the crown and root meet. So if we go back here, it would kind of be like this region right here, or this region right in here. The cementum is the outer covering of a root. So we go back here to this picture, you can see cementum. And so this is kind of right in here, contains periodontal membrane. perio, around, dont, tooth. So anything referring to periodontal means around the tooth. So periodontal ligament is the ligament that goes around the tooth and helps to hold it in place. The gingival sulcus. Sulcus means dip or groove, and that's the little dip that if this is your tooth, the gum goes in, it goes dip, like that. So that little region right in there is a gingival sulcus. That's where they poke you to see how deep your pockets are. And then we have dentin, which is the bone-like material that forms the majority of the tooth. Here's another picture here. So here's the enamel on the outside, dentin in the middle, and then the very middle here is the pulpy area. And then we can see the cementum, which is this outer portion of the root. Here's a periodontal ligament like that. Here's your jawbone right here. This down here is called the apex, or the point of your root. There's your gums right there, and the sulcus would be like this little region right here where it kind of dips in. All right. The pulp cavity, the middle of the tooth, contains nerves, blood vessels, and connective tissue. The root canal, other than being a horrendous procedure, is just this space right in here, like that, where the nerves go and the vessels. So the root canal is where the pulp cavity extends into the root. The apical foramen is a hole at the very tip of the root where all the nerves and vessels can get in and out. And then the last little thing is your teeth are very porous. It doesn't look like it when you look at them like that, but if you look at them microscopically, they're actually full of teeny tiny little holes which contain odontoblast projections. So we take a look at a picture right here. So see, these are the little pores, and they have projections of odontoblast, which are tooth-making types of cells. So your teeth are actually very porous, which is why they can discolor so easily. Is because if you're a coffee drinker, a smoker, those pigments can fill up these holes and change the color of your teeth. Here's the apical foramen right here, which is the hole that all the vessels go in and out. All right, excuse me. Tooth and gum diseases, because the mouth is full of bacteria, you can imagine lots and lots of nasty things can go on in there. The most common one being cavities, as we can see by these lovely looking structures right there. So all it is demineralization of enamel and dentin by bacteria. So the bacteria in plaque, which is, when you do this, and then white junk shows up on your fingernails, that's plaque. And so the bacteria in there, they release acids. It dissolves the calcium in your teeth. And then it leads to little holes for more bacteria to get into. So that they usually tend to, especially on your molars, go in where these little wrinkly folds are. Down here on the side, up top, kind of anywhere they can get their little grubby hands. A bad form of plaque, when plaque gets really, really bad, it turns into calculi, plural, or what we just call tartar, tartar buildup. And so what happens here is you get this lovely junk going on your teeth. And what that does is it really messes up with the seal between the teeth and the gums and allows for things to dig down in there and just really mess things up. You also get gingivitis, which is, as we see right here, really messes up with the gums. So if you notice, he's got really nice teeth, but his gums are really bad. So this is an infection of the gums. Periodontal disease is advanced gingivitis, causes tooth loss because the gums start receding backwards, exposing much of the tooth, and then eventually the tooth can fall out. Then we have periodontitis, which can cause heart disease. First of all, it's really bad for your teeth. If you look at a healthy tooth, compared to this guy, I mean, look at all the spaces in between, because the teeth are loose and wiggly. It's not good. But the bad thing is that bacteria can actually start blood clot formation in your arteries and can cause heart attacks and strokes and all sorts of bad things. Here's what it looks like deep down inside. Here's a normal one. See, the bone goes up almost all the way to the gums. But down here, look at, you're losing bone. So you're losing the top half of your jawbone. And the gums leave little pockets in here. And so that exposes your teeth to more bacteria and all sorts of bad stuff. So take good care of your teeth. Okay, just like me. All right, that's it for teeth. Bye-bye.